Peter Ganter here. So good to be with you today. Man, have we had an interesting week. I know it's been a little while since we jumped on here and have been doing it. So from our tokenomics, welcome today to the kickoff here. I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. I know we are live on the stream. I'm going to actually pull up the stream on my phone here quickly. Hopefully everybody's having a great day. I have to say that I've had probably one of the most interesting days, especially yesterday. We've been working away on actually getting our own crypto project, getting it into the marketplace over the last week or so, and came across some very interesting things. Let me jump on here though and get on here so I can see everybody who's joining us. Again, welcome to the Our Tokenomics YouTube channel. This is Peter Ganter, and we are live on YouTube right now. Let's see here. I've got to find the app here. YouTube, there we are. All right, so today we'll look at some coins, we'll look at some stuff, but actually what I'd love to talk about and discuss is a broader sense of the crypto market and where we are and what we can do together as a community. As the title said, can community stop the crypto crooks? We yesterday, as I stated already, that we were launching our own project, and man, was it crazy. We ran into a bot situation where a bot had come in and tried to manipulate our token price. So I've done a lot of stuff, especially in low cap. So just so you know, I'll start with this. Nothing I say today is financial advice. I'm a crypto enthusiast. I'm a business person and a crypto enthusiast. I love this space. We are launching some projects in the space, but I'm not a financial advisor. Don't mean this for financial advice. It's for entertainment and educational purposes. And I always say you must do your own research. Don't believe anybody. I don't care how smart they are. I don't care how much money they have. I don't care any of that stuff. Don't believe anybody. You can take the information they give you and utilize that as a guideline for you to go do your own research and make your own decision. All right. All right. So let's jump into the content for today. So first of all, we are in the wild, wild west in the crypto blockchain space. It was this way in the early days of the internet, and then eventually, and we all know there are still scam artists in the internet, but there's way more honest people and honest businesses doing business there. So the percentage started out with a lot of them in the online space, the internet space, and then as more legitimate people came, eventually it becomes a small percentage of a large amount of people. Right now in the blockchain space, it's still a good sized portion of the people that are doing business, meaning approaching it. Matter of fact, I was talking to somebody today. They just got scammed. It was so legitimate the way that they set it up and the way that they put it together. They actually started a Telegram page. They put information out, made themselves look official. I've gone on to the official page, and somehow it took me to the unofficial page. I mean, these people are brilliant. And as the person that I was talking to mentioned, they said, imagine if these people put this brilliance that they're using to scam people to good use. So we know there's always going to be scam artists out there. So we need to figure out mechanism, and we're going to build some tools and we're going to put stuff together. The key to community doing it is, first of all, being able to put together a community group where we know everybody in there has integrity and cares about people. And then being able to communicate at a fast enough pace. So if one person gets caught up in a scam or thinks something is a scam, first of all, there's software where they can check and see to not 100% guarantee in either direction, but maybe give them an idea. This is leaning towards a scam or it's leaning towards legitimate, and that can help make it. So there's tools and stuff that we can and will build as we move through this process. The second size is being able to get where community can communicate when it does happen out to the masses and let other people know that it's taking place. The third is for educational on scams. So just because this looks to be legitimate, it might not be. And some of those signs that you can look for and putting that together. We are going to be building some stuff. So one of the big things is in startups, blockchain projects that are starting up. So there's people that do liquidity rug pulls. There's people that they won't do a traditional rug pull where they pull the liquidity out of a pancake swap. They'll do it through other means and other mechanisms, meaning they launch the coin, they hold on to enough tokens. When the price goes up, they planned on doing a rug pull from there. They've even locked the liquidity. The liquidity is locked. They can't do it. They hold on to enough tokens where they go dump those tokens in the marketplace, suck all the liquidity down, and then move forward from there. And so that's when you start to see, well, wait a minute, the liquidity was locked. How did this happen? Because they figured out other creative ways to do it. So our goal, and we'll be launching a project next Thursday. The project that we worked on launching yesterday, which I can say that I'm proud of what we did. We prevented it from, because of the caution that we took, knowing that there were scam artists out there. We took our time. We set things up right. We kept it. You see the tape still on the professor's mouth there. And the reason why it's there is because we went an entire period of time of not letting know what the project was, because we were trying to prevent the bots from being able to do it, the bot bandits from being able to do this. But at the end of the day, the decentralized exchanges, people are able to collect data very quickly, set up these bots very quickly, and then jump into action. So when you provide liquidity, when holders start coming on board. So we're going to be working on, and we'll have a call tonight for the people that are involved with us, and start going through some of the details. So we are going to be launching a solution for that projects can launch. I always thought, and I've gotten involved in a few of these, right? I have a whole wallet that's nothing but rug pulls, fake projects I got involved with and put it there. I thought all of those were the scam artists, were the people who launched the project. I learned yesterday that a percentage are people that are just absolute dirty scumbags. Sorry for the language, right? But they wanted to steal my money. Other ones are legitimate project people who bots or thieves came in and wrecked their project, and to protect themselves, or they had to close down the project or walk away from it. So there's two sides of that. One of them is, you can go look at, is like Poo Rocket, right? So Poo Rocket started out and they took off like crazy. It went up. They were manipulated. You can go read on the front page. They have a whole description of what happened. And there's other situations. So we want to launch an exchange where people will have confidence in what is going on. I'm not going to get in a lot of detail on that here. That's going to be tonight, and then over the next few weeks when we go through that process on there. Again, it was an interesting experience. I haven't done any lives in a while because we were working on this project to get that going. And so what I want to do today is we'll jump in and we'll go through some coins and do that type of stuff. So I know that people like for that to happen. We were off the whole week when the market was wow. I think we did a 1 or 2 when the correction came. Not too bad a shape, right? Over $1.66 trillion. Been some recovery. Bitcoin at about 36,975. Let's see what we got. Hey, how you doing, Keith? And Vicky's with us as well. Hi, Vicky. So we've got a decent little market there. I mean, Binance had a nice little recovery on theirs, and so did a lot of the other tokens and stuff. Looks like we're kind of in a little bit of a sideways move right here. We're not heading down in some dramatic crash like the other day, or we'll call it the super correction to keep it in a positive. And we're not in some type of a run where every minute of the day you're going, oh my goodness, look at my portfolio. It's going up like crazy. So it looks like we're in some type of a great space there. Looks like Cardano right here, ADA, is doing very well, $1.74. So it's down a little bit today, but it looked like it had a pop. A lot of exciting things happening with ADA. I've actually been watching a little bit more of Charles Hoskins' talks and what his vision is. Very similar to where I see the blockchain going, where the massive amount of transactions and it just expanding beyond just financial transactions, but going way beyond that. We've talked a little bit about having multiple blockchains that it's going to take in order to put this through. It is very interesting looking more into ADA and DOT and some of these other ones, where right now the transaction speeds of 1,200 per minute, TPS is what it's phrased to from here. But so transactions per second, at 1200 and that type of stuff. Sorry, it's per second. Um, it looks like really where a lot of these chains are going to is in a million plus. So once they build out their entire ecosystems, it's taking some time for DOT and ADA. Seen a lot of videos. Is ADA going to be the Ethereum killer? Who the heck knows, right? I do know that Ethereum definitely needs to speed up the process of getting version 2 out, getting from a proof of work to a proof of stake model and moving that along very quickly. They surely have a head start on ADA, and they have a head start on DOT right now, but that can be eliminated pretty quickly if they do not get the action in place. Love seeing that the transaction fees are down. They were 17 GWEI a little while ago. They're up to about 25 right now. It was really tough during the crash last week when they spiked up to, I was looking at, they were up to like 1200, 850 GWEI. Here's the markets coming down, and the transaction fees have gone so high through the roof that it's impossible. I'm already losing money, and now you're going to, grab all the liquidity that, you're going to increase my losses by simply taking so much of a fee. So that's the stuff that needs to get corrected. I have nothing against Ethereum, guys. I mean, they have helped pioneer this. Who knows where the blockchain would be right now if it wasn't for Ethereum and smart contracts and everything that they've put together. So they'll be commended for that no matter what happens. It's just where they go from here will depend on how fast they're able to get it together and put things in place. When you do a foundation, when you do decentralized, community-driven projects, it can be very tough. As far as like proof of work, I'm not a fan of proof of work because of the amount of money that it takes to buy the equipment and put it together. It still does kind of what the blockchain to me was empowerment of anybody who wants to step up and make a difference or be a part of it. I can have $1 or I can have $100 million. Both people can come in. I can put my dollar in. Somebody else can put their 100 million in. And we're both at least in the game, and we have the same potential as far as percentage of up move and stuff like that. And that's what I think the blockchain is supposed to be able to do. With a proof of work model, the person with the money has the advantage. Why? They can buy equipment, build equipment, they can buy more sophisticated, they can mine better, they can get a bigger portion of it. If it's a proof of stake and it's a fair proof of stake, my dollar gets 8%, your 100 million gets 8%. You're making more money than me, but we're on the same playing field. So I believe that it's really come down to proof of stake or a better concept, maybe proof of consensus, proof of who knows what, right? Because this is a new world. But we do know that proof of work, at least in that respect, puts the advantage to people who have money and are able to put together equipment. All right. Even if I can mine on my PC, yes, I have a laptop, I might be able to mine, but what about the person who can't afford a laptop or can't? The blockchain is supposed to be access to allowing everybody to participate. As a matter of fact, it's supposed to bring people that are making $2 a day into the ecosystem. That's the real power of this, right? Adding an additional $2 billion into from being unbanked to being banked, a part of the mass society, and allowing them to participate in the success of commerce is what it's supposed to do. And it can only do that, I believe, with a proof of stake or better model. I'm not going to say that proof of stake is the best because we don't know yet, because there's a lot of other things coming along the way. Now, even in proof of stake, people with more money have more opportunity because they're able to participate in multiple things. And we all know that the blockchain is freaking gigantic when it comes to it. We're right here. Actually, you know what? I'm not sharing my screen. I'm doing it again, guys. I'm talking to you guys about, I didn't have Deb here to correct my thing. So I'm going over stuff and you guys are looking at me going, what is he talking about? I have to remember to share my screen. We're on track. I did it myself this time without Deb. She did not have to call me on the telephone and fix it. So if you guys would like for me to look at any tokens as we go through this, I'll be glad to do that and check out any tokens. But here we go. It just popped up. I just saw it on the screen. So there we go, 166 total market cap of the entire crypto. We got a 41.5% Bitcoin dominance, 18.18. And again, there's the gas fee at 25 GWEI. A few minutes ago, it was at 17 when I decided I was going to go do a live. It's still, that's not bad fees. It's, at 20 something, it's probably about 10, 11, $12 per transaction. We need to get it, though, under $1, right? That's one of the things I do love about, and I know that a lot of people in this space, especially old timers, are not a fan of centralized. And the Binance Smart Chain is owned by a centralized exchange, Binance. And so that prevents them from going there. But what I do love about it is a 12 cents fee for a transaction. So I can spend $10 and have it still be a reasonable percentage of it, but you can't do $10 if your fee is going to be $10 because you're going to lose. So opportunities are opening up, things are moving forward, and ETH is moving in the right direction. Ethereum, I just hope they're able to do it fast enough, because there's a lot of people who have a lot of ETH, and you would hate to see those people end up being harmed because of the factors that they're unable to move through the process. So anyway, if anybody would like me to talk about some coins, we'll talk about some coins here. Binance back up at BNB, back up to 395. So that was good. It was down quite a bit. Overall, the market's not doing bad. There's a little bit of red right now. Yesterday was a pretty green day. We can jump in here. But again, these are just sale days, right? Where you can get in, and if you felt you missed it. I know there was a point, guys, not too long ago where DOT was at $40, because my own personal belief is that when they launch, parachains start launching, and they eventually launch their full project a little bit later on, and you're able to start trading out and doing all that stuff, I believe DOT's going to move way up here, probably up in the top 5 tokens, or at least maybe top 6. But of course, these are all going to go up with that happening. But I think this is really cheap. But for me, $40 would be even cheap. But again, you're like, oh man, I missed it when it was down. Well, now it's $25.26. Even Binance, right? I mean, of course, there was a time you could have bought it for $3 or $4. But you look at it, maybe 2 weeks ago you came in and went, oh man, it's at 6 something. I missed it. Well, now there's a chance to get it at 395. And at some point, somebody's going to come in and go, oh man, I could have got it at 600. And now it's at $1,000 or $2,000 in that space. So let's see what we got going on here. Oh, Swamp. Is that a token that you'd like for me to look at? Let's go look at Swamp. All right, let's see here. Let's move me out of the way so I can type in the box. Swampy. I actually purchased Swampy a little while ago. I sold it, made a very nice profit on it when I bought it. Let's go to the chart here. Well, let's go to their website first. Yield farming optimizer on Binance Smart Chain. So it's with the BSC. We can probably go over here. This is one we need to go to the app, and I won't go through that side of it, but you need to launch the app to really get into it. But let's go back over here to the chart, and we can jump down here and see that, I had actually purchased it somewhere back in about the middle of April. And then, of course, it shot up to, about $100. I exited it. Right now, it is down to about $20.97. And it's got a market cap of, fully diluted, about 41. We'd have to dig in. So guys, when you see this, there's no market cap here. If you go do some research, you can go to the white paper, you can go on their Medium, you can go look and get at least an estimate. Just because it's not here doesn't mean it doesn't exist. You can get an estimate of how many of the fully diluted. So the max supply is 2 million. We know that. That's where they're coming up with the fully diluted market cap. 2 million times the 2097 is 41. But through research, you can probably figure out if there's 1.2 million or 900,000, and then that would give you the market cap on that side of it to determine if you want to get involved with it and be a part of it. We can jump out to Explorer, go see. These are the things I want to look at. Are they growing their addresses, right? The number of holders. That'll tell you if people are buying and selling it, or if some people are buying and holding it and selling some of it. but this is a very good cap count, guys. This is accurate for the number of wallets that are holding this. If you're looking to say, hey, I might want to get involved in this project, right here it shows you a $10 million market cap. So sometimes on here it'll be accurate on what's there. So remember, we looked at over here is about a 40 million fully diluted. It looks like from going to Ether from the BSC that about 25% of that 2 million max supply is out. So about a 500,000 tokens. Here's 482, 420 is the total supply that's out there. And the max supply would be 2 million when they're all done with it. Love that they have their website here. Their official website means that somebody's paying attention. You can look at the transfer number, over 2.1 million. These are all clues to helping you decide, if you do the right research on if you want to get involved in a project and be a part of it. You can also look at the frequency of, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 transactions that took place 25 minutes ago. Of course, you could always look and see what type of transactions there are. This looks like it's from a locked wallet right here, or going to a locked wallet, but it says from. So there's a lot you can learn here in this space. This could be a burn wallet that's going to, or coming from, or some type of a wallet that's held for people that are staking, those type of things that these are taking place. I'm hoping that I can get eventually a programmer involved with their channel, and they can come through and give you the technical stuff on this. I have an understanding of it from a business perspective, but would love for someone to come in and really that can read the contracts. As we've said in the past, guys, there's a lot you can do here, right? Transfer holders, info, read the contract. You can write contract. There's all kinds of stuff you can do if you understand and want to take the time to do research on it. And the research is easy to at least know where it is, because it's pretty, it's organized, right? On these, on the explorers. And, if you have an explorer, if there's a new chain that's launching and the explorer's not giving you information, then that might be a sign to say, hey, let me stay away from there. So you can go into the analytics of it. So it'll give you some analytics on these, on volume and all kinds of different information there. And then, of course, you can jump out here. This is all easily accessible, guys. You can jump into comments and see if anybody's leaving comments on them. Sometimes there are, and sometimes there are not, in active projects. And you can actually learn a lot here by going to the comments and seeing how active it is there. So lots of great stuff. And of course, there's the internet, right? There's Google, where you can go and put in the project and find out even more information. So this is a project I thought was cool enough for me to purchase them at one point. I did exit it at the top. This could be, if something you're interested in, to want to get involved with. Of course, visit their Telegram, visit their Twitter, see how active they are, see if they're commenting on projects, how often are they in here, do they have an admin in the space. And of course, we come right here, and the first thing is an admin right here. One of the things you can do too is, it says admin. If you really want to check it out, ask Astra here how she's involved in the project. Is she a programmer? Is she an employee? Is she one of the founders? So those are good questions to ask, so you can kind of get an understanding of how active and how their organization works and functions in this space. So of course, we're here over on Telegram. We can head back over here, and we go back here, and we can go say, hey, let's look and see what they're doing on Twitter. If you understand a little bit about business and programming, you can go to GitHub and find information as well. So we can look here, 26.9 followers, and they got a special burn, right? So it's June 2nd, special burn. We have decided to burn 21,509 Swampies from dev share. So they're taking some of their dev tokens. That's a pretty good sign to me. It could be definitely something. Check $300,000 burn transaction. So that's a lot of tokens, right? 21,509 when you have a $20 token. That's definitely a lot of the reduction in the. So now you'd look at it and say, oh, they're burning 20,000. So instead of it being the 428, you can deduct those or whatever that was and put it from there. So that's a good sign that they're dedicated to it. So here's another good sign. Swampy second edition NFT is sold out. So of course you have to look at the details. How many did they sell? What revenue did it generate? And go from there. So they're selling out things, and you can check, make sure that that really happened. But guys, I actually believe that this is a legit project, and it's definitely one to keep an eye on. And of course, you've got to do your own research and make your decision. And if you want to jump in, you're welcome, man. She said thank you. She's learning a lot. So again, if there's some tokens you guys want me to look at, if not, I'm going to just jump back over here and we will check out. One of the things I'll say, guys, is most of the people, when you ask them to check out tokens, they go through some stuff. I'm going to try to give you guys some more information. If we start getting gazillions of tokens in, of course, I wouldn't be able to spend as much time on them. But I do at least want to give you guys a pathway to what to look for and do that. Of course, you know, in 24 hours, we did over 300 and something coins where we got into some detail and made some stuff happen. So we're still working on getting that transcribed and then being able to dig in on a lot of those. Just we started to move on this project. We were working on it since February, actually even January, figuring out we wanted to get into the token space and wanted to do something. And then we went through the process and then we nailed down what we wanted to do and went from there. Okay. Oh, somebody wants to look at Doge. Let's look at Doge. Interesting. Doge has been on quite a ride lately, right? You know, news breaks, it goes up, it goes down. 0.3899. One thing we definitely have to say about Doge is it helped start every single meme coin out there owes their tribute to Doge because it was the first one that said, hey, we're a meme, you know, and we're going to build this. And of course, they built tremendous amount of value, $50 billion market cap. That's actually the goal that I've set for our token. That's their first goal, is for us to figure out a way to build enough value for the token holders to eventually end up at a $50 billion market cap. So it's interesting that that's where they're at today in that area, because I've been talking about that over the last few days a lot. You know, neat part is now you can get the Doges on the smart chain as well. So you can eliminate the high fees on that side of it. Let's see. Doge swings around a lot, right? Because it, you know, some news from Elon maybe, or some of the stuff going on. There have been. Let's look at the charts a little bit on this. That's over a long period of time. Let's go to the 7-day chart, and you can see that, you know, at one point 29 cents over the last 7 days, up to 43 cents, 43 cents there, and now it's at 39. Guys, by the way, if you're buying this for the long term, of course, it doesn't really matter what it does on a daily basis. But if you're somebody who's trading and your goal is to buy it, let it go up, sell it, and then come back down, this is beautiful right here, right? This is I mean, look at this swing here. It went from 49 cents or 43 cents, sorry, dropped down here to 39 cents. So that's about a 10% correction. Went back up. So even if you didn't quite buy this at the top, let's say you bought, you know, partially in here somewhere, got to the top, let's say you didn't sell it, you started to sell it when it dropped, so you got out here, you could still, and, you know, of course, sold before it went back and turned around, you could have still made, you know, 6-8% in here on these moves. And so this is June 2nd. So 6 to 8% there, came in here, made another 4 or 5% within the same day. And again, maybe only 2 or 3% in here because of the moves. And then, of course, the correction, and got down in here, and then of course would be on that pathway. So we know that Doge has a future and will be around for a long time, simply because of its significance in the space, right? It is the first meme coin. It's got a tremendous community behind it, and it doesn't matter if Elon ends up doing the satellite stuff and all that stuff comes true and all that stuff happens. He's only a small part of this whole thing, guys. And I think people are giving it too much credit for what he's doing. It's really the community, the everyday people that continue to buy it, that continue to hold it. Those are the ones that should be applauded, no matter what he does, because it's around today because of their belief in it and holding on to it and sticking with it and not selling out. So All right. Well, let's see. Anything else from anybody? Is there anything else anybody would like for me to look at? Hey, Al, how you doing? Love having you guys here. I'm going to jump over real quick. Let's look at some gainers and losers and winners and all that stuff here. Let's go to Spotlight. You can jump in there. PK Dog for Life. What are your thoughts on Civic? Let's jump in there and look at Civic. Yeah, I'd love to. I love when you guys give me coins because maybe there's something I don't know about and you guys do. And together we can discover these fantastic things and do our homework and move forward from there. So we got a decent market cap on Civic, $220 million market cap. It looks like what, about 67% of the total supply is already out in the marketplace. I like to look at this, guys, because if there's only 20% of the coins out, there's 84% more that can go out there. That can have a major long-term approach. So there's two things. Short-term approach, it doesn't really matter that much, right? Because they're going to, evidently they're holding on to those to put them out over the course of time. Could be for staking rewards. It could be for purchasing rewards, all kinds of different reasons why they could be holding on to it. It's like Ripple. Ripple has a huge amount of tokens that the foundation or the company, because there's two entities there, hold, and they've talked about burning them, and then they've talked about using them for other purposes at different times. If they burn them, of course, that can have a tremendous impact on the pricing, right? Because now there's less potential for there to be dilution along the way. So again, short term, it does not matter. Max supply, total supply. Only thing that really matters is what's the circulating supply and what's the time frame you're getting in this for, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a day, couple of hours, whatever. But if you're looking at this and you're saying, you know what, I want to put my money in Civic and I believe in what their concept and the idea, and I think Civic's going to go from a $200 million market cap to a $2 billion. This doesn't matter, right? The number of tokens, because as they put out more tokens, this can go from 200 million to 2 billion. They have 67% out. If they put this other 40%, 30 something percent in the marketplace and it hits 2 billion, you're not going to have a 10x because there's more tokens. So the less per token, because you're getting diluted as they put out more tokens, unless you put in more revenue. So just a thought of when you're going in this and whether you're a long-term person purchasing it or you're trading it on a shorter period of time. All right, Civic. Let's go check out Civic and see what they do. All right, we got a couple other ones. Shiba we'll look at, yep. And we got HNT we'll look at next, all right? All right, identity verification by Civic. Okay, huge important here, guys. Okay, the blockchain is formulating right now. And privacy has become an important thing. This is one of the areas where I believe is going to be huge potential in the blockchain space. Being able to identify myself and prove that I am who I am and I am what I am as far as that goes, but yet not having to give my private information to an individual. Right now, if I go to buy a car, I've got to give somebody who I don't really know. They might be nice people, they might not. My social security number, I've got to give my date of birth. I got to give them all kinds of information in order to get them to do this. One of the areas where I believe the blockchain is going to change is because of addresses and stuff. I'll be able to prove who I am without having to give them that information. I will simply link them to something like this that will say, yes, this person pays their bills on time. They are who they say they are. They do match the criteria of age. So you see here, age verification, KYC. So right now, if I go to exchanges, I've got to give that exchange all my money. These are the type of properties that are going to be built where I can go do it once, prove who I am, and then go to 50 exchanges and just say, hey, check my Civic thing and do it. So the idea and the concept of it, absolutely, I believe it's got huge potential. Now, the next part of it comes is, are they the ones that are going to be able to pull it off? They do have their pricing model here. And actually, they do have a good, they do actually have the prices here. I find that, a lot of them don't. So this is, so this is for the people that are using Civic on their project. This is not for the users. This is for the businesses, the projects that are using it here. We'll have to check this out because, this, as we're rolling out blockchain projects, this may be a extremely valuable thing for us to use. So I would definitely say that this is worth looking at. Is it worth the market cap that it is? Well, we need to look and see where they are in this space as far as leadership. So pulling it up, one thing here is the teams right here. Let's go see if they have a real team. Yes, we can see who they are. We can read about them. They do have the LinkedIn here. Of course, should always go out and read what have they accomplished in the past? What have they done? How long has their LinkedIn profile been there? How many friends do they have? You guys do know, right? It's telling you who their friends are, and they say they've done business with. You can send that person a message and say, hey, I'm thinking about doing some business with Chris Hart. How well do you really know him? Have you done business with him before? This is the stuff you can do. And most people won't mind because you're doing your due diligence and keeping yourself from getting scammed. Remember, we started this off with that thought process. Guys, we have to, if we want the blockchain to reach its full potential, and people like ourselves need to start caring about scams and getting people involved with those. I think I've said this before. My first experience, 2015-16, I got involved in the blockchain. Oh my goodness, would my situation be so much different now? But I got the first project I got involved with, a GAW miner. I got involved. I started putting money in, started getting Bitcoin, started buying their hashlets, they were called. I had them mining Bitcoin. It was beautiful, right? Every day I'm getting a little bit more Bitcoin. I'm rolling that back into more hashlets, building away. They decide they're going to launch one coin. They make a guarantee or a promise that it's going to be stabilized at $20. They collect millions of dollars. They fail miserably. Price goes down. The people who purchase the coin get mad at the founder, the person who set it up. They go after them. They find something to get them on. GAW miner's gone. I lose all my money. That blockchain stuff is a scam place. I leave the blockchain and I do not return till several years later, at the end of the last run up. And then that's when we decided to build our cryptocurrency trading software. And then, of course, we're waiting for that to get done to really dive back in, and that's happened. So again, there's so many people that are being chased away here because of that. So Civic could definitely be one of the solutions there from making that happen, but we definitely need to do our homework. And then again, figure out a way where we can start sharing that homework with people, not just people like me that are coming on and doing it, but everybody being able to give input and put stuff together. All right, let's jump out there. So I'm going to start following Civic, guys. Looks like a great project. And I'm going to take a look at that and keep that on my radar. We can also, let's real quick before we do, let's jump out and see what they've got going on their Twitter page. Community is extremely important. If a blockchain cannot build a solid community behind them, then their chances of succeeding drop dramatically. So they've got 102,000 people. That's really good on their Twitter page. So people following them, they're able to get their news out. They're able to communicate with their community. So that's an awesome thing. And let's see, June 1st, they put a post in, May 21st, May 8th. I'd like to see them be a little bit more active with stuff that they're putting on here, even if it's just retweets, educating their audience. That's a pretty good sized gap right there, about a 10-day, 11-day gap between this message and the other one. But again, they have a respectable number on here on that side of it. So I'm going to hit the follow button because I'm going to start checking this out. Thank you for recommending Civic. So another project we can keep an eye on. All right, let's go see. We got another project here. Let's go check out Shiba. So Shiba, another one of our meme coins that came up. I believe they were one of the first meme coins that said, hey, we started as a meme coin, but let's see if we can turn this into a serious project. So they kind of got that side going, of course, with Shiba Swap that they're putting out there and they're getting going. So these things are coming. So they said, hey, we're a meme coin and we built the community. Why not focus on that community? And we have buyers, we have followers. Let's create value for them. Ultimately, that's what this is about, guys. It's not just about the popularity of a coin. It's about the value that they create for society. Popularity can get you a high price now, but value is what will make a crypto keep its thing. So we know Bitcoin, what's the real value there? store of value, right? That is a massive value to it, so it can hold and retain and continue to move forward. Ethereum has been their dominance in smart contracts. That's changing. So now I believe Ethereum needs to go to the next level and fix its pricing problems. But again, now you have ADA coming into smart contracts, of course, DOT and their other projects. But so one of the things I will say is that Shiba has created value in this space by saying, hey, a meme coin can be just more than just a community. We can take that community, provide value. That community can then utilize those services, their swap, then create more value for who? The token holders, who are the community. And so it becomes this thing where value is being built on top of value, which then attracts more people into the swap, which go, wow, this is pretty cool. Oh, let me buy the token. Now they grow their community. So these are beautiful cycles that are going on. Let's go check it out. Of course, we know, guys, that again, Shiba, as far as a meme coin, $3.5 billion market cap. They have stuff coming. They're going to move from meme to utility as their swap and other things come out. I have not gotten into the detail of that. How do you use the token? So guys, them just having a swap doesn't give utility to Shiba. You have to look at the details of that proposal. That are you going to be able to use Shiba to pay your fees? And if you do you get a discount? Using Shiba alone doesn't do you any good, because I could take my Shiba and I can go sell it right now for 0.0000894, right? So a good example is Gate.io, or BNB did this as well. If you held their token and you paid in their token, you got a 50% or 20 or 30% discount on it. So there must be additional benefits to their swap for holding it. Maybe if you hold Shiba token in your wallet, maybe you get some other benefit. One of the other sides that I like to see, a lot of people talk about being DeFi and being community focused or community driven. And it's what we're doing on our project. Is I believe that at least at this point, the only way to do that is through some type of governance form. To say you're community driven and then not have a mechanism for you to collect a voting status from the community members, I don't know, maybe your morals keeps you community driven, but there's not anything that's making you do that, right? So the key is, when you set these projects up, is to develop something that forces the people that are running it to do it. So good governance to me would be that if the community comes together and thinks the person running it is not doing a good job, there's a mechanism in place to replace him and put someone else there that is doing or can do a good job. Because if the organization is controlled by the token holders, the biggest say-so that could be done would be who is running the day-to-day operations. Are you happy or are you not happy? Now, you also need to have in there, could be just a bad red day in the market. And everybody's like, well, fire that guy because the price is down 70%. So there comes in there of figuring out what is caused and what is not caused. But I'm getting off track here on that type of stuff. Oh, look, GWEI is going down. It's back down to 19 from the 25 when we first jumped on here and got that going. So Shiba, 3.53 market cap. Of course, guys, there are a lot of tokens still held in the reserve. It's only about 39% of the tokens that are out of the max supply. So more than likely in their white paper, it would give you, what are they planning on doing with those? Another important part. Not only do they not put out all the tokens yet, then they have some reserves, but what are they doing with those reserves and what are they allowed to do? Is there governance in place that only allows them to use those for staking or for projects? Is it open? Can they use it for whatever they want? By the way, none of these things say don't do the project. All it does is give you information so you understand, and then you'll have to make your determination. If they're keeping all those tokens and they say, hey, a portion of those can be taken from the founders above and beyond what they already have, might give you cause to say, hey, look, I don't like that. That's going to have to be your purchase. Or it may say, hey, we're going to use these for staking, or we're going to use these to launch other projects, to do joint ventures, partnerships. I know one of the tokens recently acquired another token. What did they do? They took some of their reserves, they replaced, so they did a swap, right, with the other portion token. They said, hey, you guys can get some of our tokens, do the swap. They took that out of their reserves. So now there's more of that token, but there's also more holders, more people that have it. And of course, the value that community and that product brought to the table, which is now part of that product. So that's another thing that can be done. So of course we know that Shiba is pretty much right now still the number 2 in the space. I don't think right now the valuation, as far as valuation goes, let's go to Safe Moon here. Of course, let's pull that up. I know their valuation was higher before, but Shiba's was higher at that point. So 2.2. So again, meme coin wise, they are still up there, and I believe number 2 in that space for that. So of course, we believe that that is a product that is definitely a project that's definitely worth being in or being able to keep an eye on. Let's do one more, guys, and then I'm going to call it a day from doing this because I have a lot of other things to do. Helium. Of course, we all know Helium is a great one. If you're into mining and you want to mine a token, this is one of them that is still worth mining. The mining equipment is pretty easy to get access to, and it's pretty easy to set up and use, right? So that's one of the beauties of it. And of course, you come right here and it's mine, right? So you can go here and check it out, mine crypto with radio. So you can come down and learn a lot about that. One of the neat things is, guys, is that with Helium, right, you don't have to buy it. You can get the equipment, you can mine it, and you can get tokens along the way. I've talked to a few people mining it. They feel very happy with their returns on what they're getting from it. I don't know enough about it. I haven't been mining it. I don't know what those returns look like. Maybe if somebody in here is mining it, you can kind of give us an idea of how much are you making, right? How much are you doing per day? You know, let's say you spend a couple $100 on the equipment. Is it giving you a $2 a day return, $3 a day? And that will fluctuate, right? Because you're mining the token. So the token's at $14. Of course, you're going to get less than if it's at 15. But just kind of an average if you feel. Let's put it this way. Are you happy with it? So they have right now 85 million. Max supply is 223. So quite a bit of time left in mining. So if you purchase the mining equipment, you're not going to be like, oh, all the tokens are gone 3 months from now. It's got a long path ahead. We've got a 1.255 billion. I do know a lot of people that are excited about Helium. So if that's an indication, so community is value, and there's a lot of people that are excited about it. So that's a check in their box on the good side of that. This is a token to definitely keep an eye on. You can be a part of it, right? That type of stuff. 38% out. Their volume is great. 17 million a day compared to it. So that's a decent volume. Another important thing, and we looked at one of the tokens before, and I don't remember which one it was, but it was about 15,000 a day. I noticed out of the corner of my eye. What does that mean? And here's, I was just talking to someone about this earlier today, or maybe it was tomorrow. They all blend together nowadays, right? But here's the key. If you are, it was earlier today. I was talking with Robert, and he was asking me about the crypto space because he's just getting into it. And he says, you know, if I get into it, how easy is it to get out of it? And I said, well, it depends on the token that you're getting involved with. Are they on a decentralized exchange, centralized exchange? How much liquidity is available on these different exchanges? And that's easy. If you're on PancakeSwap, you can go look at the liquidity. Matter of fact, let me jump over here and show you the easiest place to go identify liquidity on at least the Binance Smart Chain is on PooCoin, right? And we've talked about PooCoin. It's a great value to the Binance Smart Chain. I actually want to see if there's one like this for Ethereum projects or for some of the others, Avalanche or Sol or some of the other chains, because this is so valuable when you can come in and see what's in your wallet, what's there. But if we go to charts right here, one of the things that I love about, let's go to Cerberus here. We'll jump in here on Cerberus. Right here, I can see, I don't have to guess. I can come right here and see that they have $381,000 in liquidity. So if I'm going to put $500 in or $1,000 in, I know that that's going to be pretty easy for me to sell in and out of because they have that much. But we look here in it, and they have on PCV2, volume 2, 1 million, and then you have 381. This is a little bit of different setup that I have not seen before with the PCV2 and PCV2, both of them being 2. Usually it's on PancakeSwap volume 1 and volume 2. I don't know why there's 2 indications here. I'll have to figure out what that is about. This is something that, by the way, PooCoin is always changing. It used to be you had to select being on PancakeSwap version 1 or version 2. Just in about a week or so ago, they combined them together where now you can just hit trade and it's going to pick Pancake V1 or V2 automatically. Another thing that they added here, especially if you're into the deflationary reflection tokens, they put this auto slippage. It used to be before you'd have to come over here and put in, I want to put in a 15% slippage or whatever it is. They created auto slippage. So it's going to look at the contract of the token. It's going to determine that it's a 10% tax, and it's only going to put what's necessary. This is really good, guys, if you need to sell. If a price is coming down and you want to sell, I've done it many times where I forget to put the slippage in or change the slippage, and it rejects it, and the price keeps going down. Auto slippage, brilliant. One of the other things, too, is if you look over here to the right, and this is my wallet, one of my wallets. I have many. But you'll see here that it tells me my accurate value of my tokens at the time. And I can go, of course, look in the wallet and it tells me how much of each token, what the value is and all that stuff. So it's really good in that way. I love what PooCoin's doing. I hope somebody does it for Uniswap as well and for some of these other exchanges, or someone builds one that goes across the whole thing, right? So I can see it. The other good side, guys, is you can come down here, of course, pop off. These are the charts that are here. These are trading view charts, but you can also come down and see the actual volume down here. Are people buying? Are they selling? Are they big people that are buying and selling? Are they small people that are buying and selling? So are whales dropping the amounts that they're selling? You know, here's a purchase or a purchase for $1,000. So you can look at the frequency on what is selling and buying, and that can help you make a determination on whether to jump in or not. So if we go up, this token here, what is it? Cerberus. It's down. If this is going to be a successful token, this may be a good time to get involved, right? Earlier today. Now we can also come here. This is a short window. So this is about a 24 window. We can come here and we can hit 1 week. And we can see that, yeah, this thing was up quite a bit just in the last. So the chart we were just looking at, that was the high, at least over the last week. And then, of course, we can come out. I don't like to leave it set on a month, guys, because you have to look at it. I like to look at a day, then a week, and then a month, and I can see. So we can see that the recent high on this token was just here in the last day or so. And then, of course, it's come all the way back down into here. So I don't know what the difference is there. This is about 0.45 cents. This is 0.19. So at one point, this was about a $12 million market cap. So I'm not going to get into whether it's legitimate or not. I'm not going to, pull up the website. It's one thing you have to do. One of the easy ways that I like to do, guys, is if there's somebody really working on this project, and so many don't do it, we can just click on holders right here. This is very simple. And this, to me, here, it just popped up. I'll show you where it is. It is a negative to the project, okay, to me. And that is that they have not put their website here. So me, as a vendor or as a customer, you need to make it as convenient as me. This should have the website here, and it means that somebody's not paying attention. I know they have a website, right? I've been to it before because I know the project, but they don't have it here. And this shows me either too small of a team and they're overloaded, or somebody's overlooking details, or somebody's just lazy about it, or they don't really even care. So again, these are my own particulars, right? This is my own oddity. When it looks at this stuff, you may not even care. You're like, who cares, Peter, if there's no website there? That doesn't make any sense. To me, it does, because if I'm proud of what I'm doing, I want it to where if you come here and go, wow, there's 11,485 holders. Wow, I came down here and I look and man, they burned some tokens, about 38% of tokens. This is all looking really good. All these are locked under contract, so they have quite a bit of value locked into here. And I could maybe go look and see, are these permanently locked? Are they not? Man, I want to check out this project. Oh, here's the website. Let me click on it and go to it. That is smart business. That's people that have their head out of their rear ends and not saying, go find it yourself. Well, now I got to go look it up, or I've got to go to some other place. So they have an opportunity to make it easy on me. Did they take that opportunity, and are they doing what they need to do? Anyway, guys, I enjoyed being with you guys today. Thank you so much for being on this stream with me. Looking forward to the next week, coming on more and talking about solutions and ways that we as a community can stop the scam artists, beat the bots. And I'm not talking about, there are trading bots out there, guys, that are just fantastic. Of course, we built one of them, which is called Digibot. You can check that out. But there are also what are called bandit bots or thieving bots, right? That are out there. Those are the ones that we're working on being able to beat, because they come in and manipulate the situation, have people buy in. They get hurt in the crypto space. Some decide to leave forever. Some become more cynical, and it ends up harming this space. How do we get what we ultimately all want, which is better wealth? We're already in the space. That's why you're on here watching this video. How do we make it to where we can accelerate our profitability and getting to our goal? Maybe it's everybody wants a Lambo, or pay off your house, or whatever it is. We get more people involved in this space, and in order to do that, we need them to have their first and most of their experiences being positive experiences versus them being negative experiences. Which means, what do we need to do as people that are part of this and care about the space? We need to help defend the space. And it's not like, well, that's somebody else's problem. It's all of our problems, because the more people that get hurt, they leave the space. We want more people to come in and stay and stick. We want to take the blockchain to the world. Thank you for joining me today, guys. Have a fantastic rest of your week. Have a great weekend. And remember, crypto on.